as the title suggests, this video is every level of Ibanez AZ. Personally, I'm just very excited to make this video because I love these guitars. I'm gonna do 3 things different than I normally do them though. Number 1 is that if this video gets up to 1,000 comments, I will be giving away one of these guitars to one of the commenters. Number 2 is that I usually don't put signature models in these lists, specifically for the reason that they're typically such outliers that it's hard to kind of categorize them. But the Ibanez AZ line, with such an array of artists that put their own flair on this guitar, that it has to be mentioned. Number 3 is that for this video, I am introducing the mystery case. And there is something in that case that I'm very excited to share with you that pertains to this Ibanez world. And I may do clues. I don't know yet. I might do clues in this video about it. So we'll find out shortly. Let's get on to it. Level 1. Here it is. This is level 1. And this right here is the Ibanez AZ ES40. What does that mean? That stands for Ibanez AZ Essentials. So it's like a bare bones stripped down version of the Ibanez AZ in a way, but like kind of not stripped down also. It's very interesting because all of the things, even though this is a more entry level guitar for this line, it doesn't lack the things that make me love the Ibanez AZ so much. For example, even though this is a more entry level guitar, this guitar still packs a massive, massive punch. And one of the things that I absolutely love about this guitar is that even though it is an entry-level guitar, they still included the Dynamix 10 switch. And with this guitar coming in at about $300, $350, depending on which one you get, the all single coils or the SSH model, that gives you a lot of options. Because what happens here is this little selector switch will help you split or put together pickups in different variations. So you can kind of mimic a humbucker sound with your single coils, or you can get a split on the bridge. So you have really like kind of every tonal option available to you, along with having a trem. So you can kind of get used to learning that. And it is a 6-point trem, so you could still down tune. And if you want to go into drop D, it won't really throw you out like crazy. Not like a floating trem would. 5-way selector switch, and let's hear some sounds. I know I didn't play that right, I was just making a point. That was with really no gain whatsoever. And if you throw some gain on this, like this. Now, if I do something like Sweet Child of Mine, which this is like right now this is set to a single coil, and it sounds like this, albeit slightly out of tune. When I flip on the Dynamix 10 switch, it sounds more authentic. Watch this. It's definitely beefier. It's putting together both of these single coils to make it more like a humbucker, which is really cool. Okay, so moment of truth, we're gonna see how well it stays in tune. Check it out. Here we go. I'm gonna really go hard on this thing. Moment of truth, let's see how it went. Okay, all things considered, that's really not that out of tune for what I just did to it, right? I think that says a lot about this guitar. That being said, this will be the guitar that I'm giving away to one commenter. As much as I don't want this thing to go, I think that someone on their guitar journey could really get a lot of value out of this guitar. Remember, I'm only going to be shipping this within the continental US. Okay, moving on. Level 2. Okay, this is my level 2. And now let me explain really quick. This kind of jumps up levels really fast because you have the AZ ES, and then the next level from there is the premium line. So it goes from $350 to like over $1,000, pretty much over 1,300 bucks, like just like that. Now, this has been my daily driver guitar since the day I got it, and it did not start its life out like this. This was a project for a video between me and Sweetwater that basically my payment for doing it was all the products here with the exception of the hardware. This guitar is the Ibanez AZ 42P1, and it originally looked something like this. And you've probably seen this one a lot because it is super popular and it's beautiful. And it looks like it's wearing a tuxedo, and just black and chrome looks sweet. I'll get into the other stuff in 1 second. Something about the premium line that's really amazing, and I mentioned this in one of my videos about why right now might be the best time to buy an Ibanez Premium AZ. And it's amazing because you get pretty much everything that makes the AZ great. Plus, the premium line has a lot more like appealing finishes, or at least more intricate, you know, not so kind of plain. And in this case, let's talk about what you get when this guitar is stock. You get, originally this had the Seymour Duncan Hyperion pickups in it, just like the Prestige line. It has the 1502 Godot trem, just like the current Prestige line, not the older Prestige line that has the 1802, I think it is, on it. Correct me if I'm wrong. You get the Dynamix 10 switch. You also get stainless steel frets, along with the same Godot tuners that are available on the current Prestiges. You get a roasted maple neck, which is absolutely beautiful. You get all the cutaways on the back, the same exact guitar. This one happens to come with a binding that just looks so schmexy. The only thing they seem to really truly cut the cost on is that like this body is basswood as opposed to the alder, which basswood is also a very great wood, just a little soft. Right? Instead of something like the roasted maple fretboard, this one has rosewood. Again, not bad. This also has a Graphtec nut instead of a bone nut, which the Graphtec now is so good that some would argue it might be better. Aesthetically, it's sweet because it has the matching headstock. Come on, match the headstock. See the matching headstock. Let's go. Oh, it's just beautiful. And then my only gripe with the rosewood is that the premium line, no matter which one it is, even the signature models, they all come with luminescent side dots. The Prestiges come with luminlays. For those of you who don't know, the luminlays are the glow-in-the-dark side dots. And the reason that I have a problem with the luminescent side dots is because of this. So if you look, you could barely see the side dots, and I will show you in a little bit that the real luminlays are much more vibrant when they're not glowing. They look white basically, or like a really, really light green. And these are so dark that with the roasted maple and the rosewood, I was literally just playing a gig yesterday with sunglasses on with this guitar, and I was losing my place constantly just because they blend in so much. Meanwhile, when you're on a dark stage, they really, really glow perfectly. But the problem is just in like normal daylight, which is a hilarious problem to have. You know what I mean? It's a little bit unfair to get tones out of this because of these pickups, but let's do it anyway. Okay, I hate to do this to this guitar because it stays in tune so well, but I did it with the last guitar, I gotta do it with this guitar. Let's see how this goes. Let's check the tuning. Okay, I'm so scared to hear what this sounds like right now. Please be okay. Okay, so far, this one is winning. I just want to say, even though I replaced this with gold hardware, this is all stock Ibanez gold hardware as well. So that says a lot. The point I was making about the pickups is that I put in the Polyphia Scott LePage open core classics, and I rewired what was the Dynamix 10 switch to be a 3-way switch, just like Scott LePage's is on his actual signature model, which leads me perfectly into this next level. Check it out, level 3. Here it is, level 3. This is the guitar that I'm dying to steal from my student who let me borrow this because he just got shoulder surgery. So Paul, I hope you're okay. And I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to your guitar. But this is what I modeled my own personal AZ after. And the thing is, the debate about that is like, okay, if you buy the guitar and put all the hardware on it and then replace the pickups, it's gonna be way more money than if you just bought this guitar that comes stock with the pickups I put into the other guitar. We'll talk about that more in a second. This is the Scott LePage Signature AZ, which is technically called the KRYS10, also known as the Chris 10. Check this out, matching headstock, which is beautiful. And pretty much everything that you get on the premium is available on this, as well as almost everything, once again, just like the Prestige. And the reason that I find the signature line of this specific guitar, the Ibanez AZ, to be so good is because they make these guitars just absolutely beautiful. You get a bunch of really amazing features, and it's still within mostly the premium price point. Some of them are actually prestigious and they're more expensive, but the premium line is just robust. So check this out. For $200 more than the other guitar, this guitar comes stock with Fishman Fluence open core classic pickups, the Scott LePage signatures. It comes stock with the 3-way selector for the different settings of the Fishman Fluence. This one once again comes stock with the Goto locking tuners, Graphtec nut as well, but ready for this? Ebony fretboard, along with the fact that it actually has inlays. No Ibanez AZ outside of the signature line has any sort of exciting inlay. They all just come with dots. Some of them are black, some of them are pearl, which I think is crazy, but this one just looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Oh, like that 12th fret pearl and gold. It's just beautiful. It makes me so happy. And this ridiculous thing, check this out. Look, it doesn't just have a binding. I don't know if it's coming up on there. It's a pearl binding. It looks absolutely amazing. There we go. Come on, come on. I love it. And the gold looks perfect. It kind of like reminds you of a gold top in a way, but it just shines beautifully. Now, the one thing that's crazy, now also, this guitar, once again, has the roasted maple neck on the back. It's a mahogany body on this one. So it's like, with the electronics in the back and everything, it's like 9 pounds. It's ridiculous. It's like a Les Paul. I don't know if they're all like that, but like someplace like Sweetwater, you can see the weight of the guitar you're buying. So definitely look at that because it's incredible. I felt these before and none of them have been as heavy as this one. It's mind-blowing. Now, the way these Fishman Fluence pickups work is a little bit different than your traditional pickup, right? This is why I get in trouble when I do my guitar comparisons, because people see this all the way down as opposed to in a split position. But the thing is that this switch is what decides my coil split, because all the way down is a PAF humbucker setting. In the middle is a single coil setting, and all the way up is your like hot rodded, super metal kind of overwound humbucker, I guess, right? And you get all the settings out of it, which is sweet. Let's make some Polyphia sounds. What do you say? And that's far from all this guitar does. It's got so much more up its sleeve than just that. And it looks great, you know? Okay, time for the tuning test. Let's see how it goes. God. Sorry, Paul. You see that? You see what I'm saying? That's awesome. That's ridiculous that it stayed in tune so well. These guitars really just do it all, and they're so good. Like, I love Indonesian-made guitars as it is, and this really just like, that just puts the icing on the cake that this is a great quality guitar. Okay, here we go. Last level, level 4. I can't remember the last time I pulled this guitar out because, just look at it, ready? Look at it nice and close. It's got all sorts of grime on it, and like the screws are slightly tarnished and everything because I played this guitar. I saved up every penny I had to be able to have a guitar to gig with a band one summer because I needed to play a lot of different styles of music. And this was the guitar that I bought, and it just got me through so much. This guitar is an absolute workhorse, and I got this before I was into Polyphia at all. I got this, and then I saw the GOAT video. This was the guitar featured. This is the first guitar you see in GOAT, right? The most popular Polyphia song, probably to this day. This is the Ibanez AZ Japanese-made Prestige. I think it's the 2402. Yeah, because it's 24 fret. Now keep in mind, I did leave out like anything with single coils, but it's basically all the same rules for the most part. And this one is different because it has the different Goto tuners on it, where this one you have to put like a key or something in the front. People say that if you keep twisting them, they just pop open, but I've never experimented with that. This one has an oil impregnated bone nut. This one comes with roasted maple neck and roasted maple fingerboard. It smells like it was roasted. This one's what they call the S-Tech treated wood, and it smells like out of the box. I remember just getting a whiff of it. Stainless steel frets, along with the real Lumenlay side dots that you can see here. There we go. You see those? See, they're still bright now? Exactly. That's the difference here. Seymour Duncan Hyperion pickups, the original ones made for this line, and this guitar just... Everything about this guitar was everything that I wanted at the time. Satin finish, not a crazy amount of no crazy gold hardware or anything. I just wanted it to be a simple guitar that didn't get dirty looking easily. It had some flashiness, but nothing too flashy, but I wanted a workhorse, something that could perform like crazy. And this guitar is nothing short of that. At the time, these came with the 1802, I think it is, Goto bridge, and it was just so powerful. Everything about this guitar, like if you're thinking about getting one of these, you already know that you really want one. They're just perfect. It's a perfect guitar. I've never had any problem. I've played the hell out of this. The paint hasn't worn off. The only thing I'll tell you is that I completely wore away the satin finish on the back of the neck because I played it so much. I mean obscene amounts that I played this. This is one of the first ones. I mean, I think it's a 2017. Yeah, or 2018. I don't know which numbers to look at. Hold that. Anyway, along with the Dynamix 10 switch for your single coil options, but I will tell you, when I play this guitar, I pretty much use it all the way down for my ripping, all the way up for the warmth, and then here for the single coil split, because Ibanez, especially a Japanese-made Ibanez, is famous for positions 2 and 4. That's where the Polyphia lives. That's where your single coil just This guitar has old strings on it right now, but this is in the never leaving my collection list. This is a never sell guitar, and I just love it so much. But how well does it stay in tune? Let's find out. And right after that, I'm going to open the mystery case, which is a guitar that is the reason we have every Ibanez we have today. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on, please. I'm chalking that one up to old strings. That's totally my fault. Maybe we'll have to do that again in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking around this long. It is time to open the mystery case, which, like I said before, kind of in my opinion, the reason we have every Ibanez that we have, almost every Ibanez that we have. It was like a turning point for Ibanez. So let's open that up. Here we go. This guitar is very special to me because I found it in my grandparents' basement when I was a kid. And it got me started on my Ibanez journey. And then I found out later on that this guitar is a major turning point of the Ibanez journey. So, you ready? Here we go. Oh. Here it is. I'm not even going to test the tuning stability of the whammy bar, but this guitar was a major turning point for Ibanez because this is the Ibanez Roadstar 2. And this one is made in Japan. And a lot of people don't know, but the reason we have the R in the Ibanez RG line is from the Roadstar. They use the old 80s logo on the AZs now. And that's part of the reason I love this one. And also it has something that would be like kind of a precursor to their Dynamix 10 switch. They have this like in phase, out of phase switch that was really cool. And this is the first place that I discovered what the Ibanez sound really was when I was a kid. And I was like 15 years old playing this at gigs. Hold on, where's my cable? I haven't plugged this in well over 15 years, so it might sound atrocious. It's so hard to play. Dude, 15-year-old me must have put like 8 or 7 gauge strings on this. This is ridiculous. It has a similar back of the neck feel. The neck feels very similar to the AZs, which is very, very interesting. I love this guitar so much that I'm going to talk about it in another video, which will be right here when it's done. So go check that out.